remember I couldn't poop for 4 days, and when I actually went to go poop, it was nearly a medical emergency.
What?
Talking about I had to put gloves on and perform surgery myself. I had to pull it out.
What?
It was a nightmare.
What's happening? YouTube more motivation. Back for another one. So Dr. Mike is not doing well. Let's get into it. Fitness reaction.
I remember I couldn't poop for 4 days, and when I actually went to go poop, it was nearly a medical emergency. I'm talking about I had to put gloves on and perform surgery myself. I had to pull it out. I was bleeding. It was a nightmare.
When you try to be a body a robot so I can properly get a hug because it's so quiet, so kind of so why sweat.
I'm concerned for Mike Israetel's mental and physical health. Now, we all know he went through that evasive surgery where they split his body in half and they sewed him back and put him together again. You saw the aftermath, the blood in the towels, the hole in his back, the fact that he had to go months before being able...
I don't really know much about him, Dr. Mike. I know he has a PhD. That's what I know. I don't know him at all. I'm really off touch when it comes to the media in general because of being so occupied with other things, but let me know in the comment section if you know more about the situation.
Able to train normal again, and yet he wants to do it all over again, only worse this time. And so previously I said perhaps he doesn't have body dysmorphia, he just wants to make a few changes. But after seeing his latest video with Chris Williamson where he goes over all the surgeries he's going to perform, I have to conclude he's not well. And so my personal belief is that prior to doing these surgeries, you should have to undergo psychological assessment. You need to determine, does this person suffer from serious body dysmorphia? If somebody were 80 pounds and went to the doctor and said, I want Ozempic.
Jeez, man. Fitness. The thing people don't mention enough when it comes to fitness is how much the body dysmorphic issues can just snowball into so many loopholes. Like the fitness industry can be very dangerous if you come in blind and not aware of what could happen.
I don't want to have to be able to eat. Or if somebody said, you know what, I don't like my hands, I don't like my feet, I'd prefer to be in a wheelchair. Let's remove all of my ribs. You know what, I don't like having a femur, I just want to have a tibia. Would you okay it and say, hey, it's your body, your choice, or would you have them set up to a counselor and try to fix the problems? And so, let's watch this video.
Well, there it is. 2 marks feel appealing? Fuck, that's nothing. Yeah?
And so here's the thing, he wants to put...
Man, oh man. I feel bad looking at this. This is not what fitness should be, folks. It's just, I'm lost for words. This is not what fitness should be.
Perform all of these surgeries when what would make the biggest difference by far, way better than these surgeries, and wouldn't cost him a penny, would be simply to trim off the hair. I mean, how?
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Trim off the hair, lose the belly. That's it.
Break it to you, but when you have all of this unwanted hair, and oftentimes from using androgens, for example, Tren, you're going to grow more hair than last time, in particular in the back and other areas.
Damn, man, that's crazy. That's why I don't condone doing drugs at all. Like, your body, your choice, whatever, like he said in the video at some point. But there has to be a line. Health shouldn't be injecting your body with a bunch of things you don't really know much about for quick results. It's not worth it, man. It's just not. Trying to play golf, fixing everything about you. Like, fitness is supposed to be here to help you improve yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, and provide longevity. It shouldn't be about being the biggest person, being the strongest person, the fastest, whatever you want aspire to be in your youth, because that's in your youth. When you get older, your goals are gonna change, and all that stuff you're doing to get the goals faster, it will backfire. It will. My goals now versus when I was in my early 20s, by far different. And thank God I didn't do anything, because I look better now, I'm stronger now, but at the same time I'm not training as intensely as I was back then. Back then I had to train twice a day, Monday to Sunday. Now, 4 days a week, and I'm still a good physique, healthy face, healthy body. Now my hair isn't out of control like that. And I'm thankful I didn't go down this path. Because it's a high, it's a chase. It's never enough. You need to draw the line somewhere. Your body, your choice, but you need to draw a line.
And so if he were similar, I personally don't think he looks all that bad. I don't think he needs surgery.
Yeah.
I think that he doesn't see the way he looks properly. This is very common amongst bodybuilders, bikini competitors, and so on. And I've seen it hundreds of times. And so I've had to counsel these people. They want to make all these
You counsel people? Well,
changes. They want to use all these drugs to perform these surgeries. I'm saying you don't need it.
yeah.
Probably gonna get skin removal here to get clear.
Why? Like, most people would be dreaming to have arms like that. What's wrong with you? Yeah, you're not well. You're not well.
Your shoulder lines, I carry a lot of fat there.
Skin?
Just shave the hair. I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. Guys, come on. Most people would dream to have arms like that. Most people would dream for that.
Removal, surgery, perhaps some more clearly developed delts. And so one thing you need to know is that if you suck fat out from some area, for example, if it's out from your delts, if you don't like it in your triceps, your back, and so on, the fat is going to go somewhere else. And oftentimes it's going to be located viscerally, which is going to put you at more danger for your heart.
Yeah.
And so is it really worth having a few more tank top when you're putting your life at risk? And does anyone not think that if Mike were actually to go on a calorie deficit diet, perhaps eating fewer amounts of Gatorade, cereal, and so on, that he could get his body fat levels to drop from perhaps they said it was 12% to 8%. And if he gets it down to 8%, he'll see more of his striations. But yet he...
Maybe he can even drop it. He's not 12%, man. I'm not buying his 12% body fat. He looks at least 15 plus. There's no way that is 12%. There's no way. If that's 12%, I'm 5%. There's no way. I'm 12% right now. I'm 12% right now. Okay? I'm not super lean. I'm decent. He's saying this is 12%? Not a chance. Not a chance.
If he wants to get these surgeries, how many men have you met in your lifetime, ever, that wants to get a skin reduction surgery, liposuction, so that they can more properly see their delts? Not looking good for Mike.
Probably this situation here. I'm gonna reduce the skin.
And so he gets Chris Williams.
They both look decent. For you drop down a couple of percentage of body fat and you're good to go. You're not in a range that is unhealthy. Like, come on, man. Unhealthy for you to think that you need surgery? Come on, dude. You're the one with the PhD here. You're the one supposed to be telling us you don't recommend it. Come on, man. What's going on? What is going on? There's something deeper going on.
Williamson to turn around, who's kind of looking like a smaller version of Sebum. I mean, look at this guy's physique. It looks incredible. Is he walking around at single-digit body fat? And so perhaps I need to do a natty or not on Chris Williamson, because his physique is incredible. Yet he
looks good.
Turns him around and starts poking at his fat on his back and says, you know, I'm going to suck out this fat. I got to get rid of it.
Bro, like, we need a line, all right? There's body positivity. That is crazy. And then there's fitness. That's crazy too. You don't need to... I am against drugs. I'm against it. Bodybuilders watching, woohoo! I said it. Be offended. Ha ha ha. Click off the video now. I don't condone it. I don't condone Ozempic. I don't condone PEDs. I don't condone anything TRT. None of that. I'm 31 right now, and I'm still looking great. Still planning to keep going at the pace I want to go, and I never will compete, because if I go on that loophole, it means that I'll be exposed to people that do those things. You don't need to do all this, folks. You just don't. You feel like you need to because you're trying to be like somebody else. You're trying to achieve what somebody else achieved. We're all going to look differently. We all have different capabilities. It's unhealthy. That's what makes people want to do it in the first place. Comparison.
He doesn't need it. Mike Israetel just underwent a horrendously difficult surgery, a painful one, and wants to get another one.
A procedure called body type, because I hold a lot of skin there.
I hold a lot of skin there. He's in his 40s. He's not 20 anymore.
Yeah.
This is a normal process of aging, but yet Mike, he can't come to terms with this. I don't know if it's something from when he was younger, or the fact that he's entered bodybuilding competitions where you're judged on your appearance.
I think that's it, man. The thing about these competitions, physique, bodybuilding, or anything where you have judges judging you on features that are genetic, that cannot change, the body dysmorphia issues will develop from that, carry on. That's why, for me, when I saw the people that I knew that went into it, and I saw what they became like, what things they did to become that, I'm like, no way. I work in headquarters right now within my branch in the military, and I know somebody within my branch competing, and they were telling me how much food they eat each day. This person eats like 1,000 calories a day, man. 1,000 calories. Cannot go over 50 grams of carbohydrates. Can you imagine that? How would your body, brain, and everything function? How would your junk function? It wouldn't function. People think this lifestyle is good. No thank you. No thank you. Each night I make my peanut butter, what's it called? I have like peanut butter, protein powder, honey, mix it up, freeze it, put chocolate on top, and I have that every night. It's a healthy snack. You want me to give up carbohydrates to be single-digit body fat? No chance. Off topic, but anyway, back to it.
I have a saggy skin as well, but I'm not looking in the mirror and thinking, oh, I look horrible. I need to have very invasive surgeries, removing the skin from here, remove the skin from there, in order to look normal.
Very likely this is going to be major surgery, because if you turn around, is there.
And I'm not saying that nobody's insecure about certain parts of them. Like, we're human. We're going to have that. But to the point you think you need to do surgery, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Going to cut into me.
You're kidding. And so what he just described is an abdominoplasty. And so this abdominoplasty, for some individuals, it can be beneficial. If you had a very serious hernia where your internal organs are poking through, they perhaps have to sew the abdominals closer in order to prevent the organs from seeping through. Now, Mike Israetel admittedly has been abusing performance-enhancing drugs, namely steroids and growth hormone, for perhaps over 10 years.
It's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. I just thank God for the internet. I thank God for being able to see people that did it and saw what came from it, which inspired fear. I don't know how to put inspire and fear together, but I'll say it anyway. It inspired fear for not doing it. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes.
And one of his organs can quite literally get bigger, especially when coupled with severe bulking diets where you're force-feeding, eating extra calories, and it causes your internal organs to get bigger. And remember, we've already seen acromegaly on his forehead, his head, his bones have gotten bigger. This is from using and abusing performance-enhancing drugs, namely growth hormone. He admits to this. And so if it's going to cause his bones to get bigger, clearly it can cause his organs to get bigger as well.
Oof, that is so dangerous.
And so if he wanted his somethingest thing he could do, it's not surgery to sew back his abdominals, it's to stop abusing the drugs that caused this in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Does Mike Israetel need to hire Coach Greg? Is there anyone that can get through to him?
Yeah, you're the one with the PhD. You're the one supposed to be telling us you don't recommend this. Not be the person with that much experience, exposure, doing it. Because people are gonna watch and try to imitate it. You're leading the pack down the wrong path, in a way. Bottom line, whether you see it or not.
It is so simple. If you are abusing drugs, growth hormones, steroids, and it causes this, the first thing you do is you stop. Many professional bodybuilders have had distended abdomens. And because they are now going with more classic-looking physiques, people are being very careful, and so the distended stomachs, they're getting smaller. And what do you think is the cause of that? They're no longer going on these crazy bulks, and they're reducing the abuse of growth hormone. And so if Mike wants a flatter stomach, he wants to look more like Chris Williamson, the first thing you need to do is stop with the growth hormone and stop with the use of steroids.
Yeah.
Go on a calorie...
Is he still on it? So he's still on it.
restricted diet. Stop bulking. Stop eating over 3,000 calories a day. Stop dieting by having Gatorade and cereal, and start eating more like Coach Greg. I mean, does it not make sense? Perhaps if you start racing bikes, he's 220 pounds.
But the thing, he's 200, man, he's a fat 220 pounds though. Can someone verify his height? I'm 210 pounds, but I'm definitely taller than him. Yikes, man. This guy just, I don't know, it's just not, something is just not healthy about that. Like, someone please, like, help me look in the right direction here. Is something not healthy about that? I cannot sit here and say that's healthy. It's not.
He wants to compete in earn his IFBB Pro card. He wants to bulk up and get more muscular yet again, but why doesn't he just say, you know what, instead of competing as a super heavyweight,
those videos on the side are making me weak.
I'm going to compete down in light heavy. And remember, the more of these liposuction surgeries that he's getting, sucking out the fat from here, the back, and so on, the more fat they sucks out from everywhere else in the body, the more the fat is going to be located at his belly.
This is just not worth it, man. I love fitness, but not this much. I'm not willing to do this much for it. I'm just not. Not a chance. Goodness gracious, to have a good physique, you have to do all this? No, you don't. You don't.
Belly. And so he's getting one surgery to look better here, and it's going to cause him to look worse somewhere else. You take from here, it goes there. You can't get...
It's definitely very short. It has to be below 5'7".
Everything you want. And so Mike Israetel, he wants to have the perfect physique. He perhaps wants to look like Chris Williamson. Perhaps Chris Williamson on steroids. He perhaps wants to look like Chris Bumstead, but he simply doesn't have the genetics. But
no, man. Guys like that are 1 in a million, man. Being over 6 feet and having the body of someone that's 5'9", for example. Nah, you just don't see that. Arnold had that, except he didn't have lower body.
But if he were to downsize, forget about being the biggest man in the room, he could in fact look a lot better, at least a lot more aesthetic. Not only that, he would live longer.
I'm going to take my obliques and double stitch them closer together, and the muscle, the whole thing, yeah, the muscle, and then they are going to put a mesh, a plastic permanent mesh around that whole thing to get the waist to do this.
And so Mike seems to think...
So I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to do a part 2 and 3. Depending on your feedback, let me know if you want me to do a part 2 and 3. The video will be too long if I do the whole thing here, but let me know your thoughts about the whole situation. Is Dr. Mike fine? Do you know anybody going through the same thing? What are your thoughts about body dysmorphia issues? What advice would you have for somebody going into fitness that is new? How would you warn them and give them enough awareness so that they don't go down a path like this. Anyway, that concludes my video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos. God bless.